Hey everybody, how's it going? How's it going, YouTube? So, I finally decided I'm going to start doing my own radio show, internet radio show, web series, podcast type thing. It's going to start on here, on YouTube, and hopefully I can move up to cameras and a good mic system and a laptop, of course, and turn it into a podcast. But for right now, it'll be kind of like a web series on YouTube, because YouTube's free, YouTube's great, everybody watches it, why not? I've been inspired recently to do this from listening to a lot of podcasts, a lot of gun podcasts, comedy podcasts, music podcasts, a lot of gun, really good firearms YouTube channels, and they're all really great. The podcasts are really great. I think it's a new thing in the podcast world for guns. There's, so far, from what I've seen on iTunes, there's 5 or 6 real good ones that I listen to. The one thing I'd like to keep out of my podcast is the political rhetoric that gets spewed on almost every single one of them. They're still great. The reviews are still great. The guys are full of knowledge, and they know what they're talking about for the most part. But, my dog's going crazy in the other room. But I would like to try and keep the political rhetoric out of it. Maybe give my opinion here and there. But for the most part, I'd like to just try and keep that out. Unless it's silly, sarcastic, sly comments. But I wouldn't like to just keep this strictly to guns. I'm a huge fan of comedy. I'm a huge fan of guitars and music. I'm a huge fan, not a huge fan, but I'm a pretty big fan of video games when I can play them. And I'd like to just kind of talk about everything, but I'd like to do a lot of gear reviews, gloves, backpacks, pants, boots, shirts, hats, you name it. If I can get my hands on it, I'd like to do a review of it for active wear, outdoor wear, and maybe a little bit of casual wear. I'd like to do reviews on gun parts, barrels, optics, grips, stocks, anything as well that I can get my hands on. Excuse me, eating a muffin. I'd like to do reviews on any of those kind of parts. I own several different guns, but the 2 guns I shoot the most, surprise, surprise, is an AR-15 and my AK-47. So I'll touch on that quite a bit. I've already got a couple of videos up that you can watch on this very channel, but, you can never talk enough about AK-47s and AR-15s, in my opinion. I think they're great. I'd like to talk about my opinion on home defense and what good home defense guns are. And other than that, I'd like to just have some fun. I know there's a lot of channels out there, a lot of really big name channels out there on YouTube that already do the reviews. And you know what, man? I just don't care. I'm going to do my own and have fun with it. And if you don't like it, whatever. I'm going to try my very best and get one out every week. That's my goal, is to stay committed and get one out every week. That way I can kind of think of a topic and hopefully by the weekend shell it out. Do a little research here and there, and eventually maybe possibly get interviews with police officers, security guys, whatever you want to call them, into the mix and get their take on it. I know, a couple different police officers in the area that I'm sure would be happy to, have a 15-minute or half-hour interview, whether it's via Skype or in person or on the phone. If you guys have any comments or constructive criticism, you can email me at vreelandsj90@gmail.com. That's vreelandsj90@gmail.com. Or I think you can message me on YouTube. I'm pretty new to YouTube, sorta. If you have any ideas to make the show better, or if you have a review, you could send in an audio review of any gear that you would like to review and you'd like to have on the channel. I'd do that. That'd be awesome. Have other people review stuff. But from my angle, I'm not a gunsmith. I have no prior gunsmithing training. I've read a few books. I do my own reloading. I own several firearms. I know how to clean them properly, and this is just a average Joe's perspective on guns, guitars, reloading, gear reviews, and maybe a little bit of video games, and maybe a little bit of comedy. And I think it should be fun. But if you're interested, subscribe and keep listening. See ya.